the unbelievable, the incredible Steel Wolf. And we got the lead alpha male of the Wolf Pack himself here, Mark. And, of course, before that, we heard from the Squirrels from Hell with the legendary Will.
Good evening.
It's a very exciting show today. Like I said before, we have the avant-garde of the Squirrels from Hell, along with the Lithuanian culture of Steel Wolf.
Hello, Mike.
I want to thank you guys for coming down tonight, rocking out with me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us, yes.
And you guys got all sorts of neat things going on. We heard brand new from the unreleased album.
The unreleased album.
But actually, WCWP listeners have been hearing Bone in Hand for the last couple of weeks now, because I had a sneak copy of it.
Do they have enough songs on this thing, first of all?
I was about to say, I'm impressed you were able to fit 20 songs at the one CD. Nice. And Will, what are the Squirrels up to?
That's our whole career, 20 songs. Well, we have our gig, our yearly gig.
Yes, this has now become like a pretty much annual thing around this time of year. This Friday we'll be playing at Sylvana, which is 300 West 116th Street, uptown New York City, Harlem area. And it'll be, Slack Tide opens up at 7 o'clock, Squirrels go on at 8, and Steel Wolf goes on at 9 o'clock.
Sweet. Now, how does Squirrels from Hell and Steel Wolf know each other?
What? Go ahead.
Well, my first knowing of Squirrels from Hell was from around 1985. Good Times magazine. Once a year, they would publish the musician's talent directory, which they sometimes still do, and so we were a young band in our teens, and we sent in our little ad and Steel Wolf and the members and all this stuff, and then I remember distinctly that the band right next to us was Squirrels from Hell. And I left it at that, but then the amazing thing is every issue after that, where many of the other bands changed from year to year, Steel Wolf and Squirrels from Hell were always right near each other on the list, and I never forgot the name. It was just, wow, Squirrels from Hell, Squirrels from Hell. And then my first running into their actual music is when I found Evil Genius in
That's the tape.
Yeah, the cassette in a store, in a bin somewhere.
A used bin.
Yeah, something like that. I was, oh my God, Squirrels from Hell! And my friends were like, why are you so excited about that? I went, listen, this is the band that's always been in the Long Island paper with us. And so I was so happy to hear that. Then many, many, many years later, almost, it seemed like decades later, when we played the Basement Bar in Brooklyn, the proprietor of that band, that venue said, listen, I'm putting you on the same bill with which she felt was a like-minded band. I said, oh, yeah, great, who is it? And she went, Squirrels from Hell. And I went, what? Squirrels from Hell? Oh, my God.
So how long ago was that?
About
3 or 4 years ago.
No, more.
Was it really?
Now it's more.
Wow.
At least about 5 years, because this is already the third year that we're doing this. Last year was at Shrine. Then before that, and we did the Basement Bar a couple of times. So that initial meeting was like 5 years ago.
Wow.
And then since then, we Will and I have stayed in touch, and then we've done about one gig a year where we co-headline.
Put it together, yeah. It's good.
So let's do a little origin story, shall we? Let's talk about the origins of Steel Wolf and Squirrels from Hell, because both bands have been around for a really long time.
Right. Well, you should go first, because you started. And I was always amazed. It was here we are still together. Even though we started in '82, you started even before
'78. We're coming up to the 40th.
Oh my God!
We're going to cash in on it like everybody else does. There's no reason not to.
Right. Time for the filthy lucre. Let's go.
All right. '78. We started playing. It seems like yesterday, and it's.
How'd the band come together? Like the whole,
Well, I had
the original lineup.
Well, I had seen them play without a bass player, 2 guitars, drums. And then I ruined their hipness by joining as a bass player.
Making them conventional.
So Squirrels from Hell existed before you joined?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Wow, that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought you were.
See, you learned something new on the Earl Fix edition of The Rock Show.
I saw them and at a party in Long Beach. They had...
In '78?
In '78.
Okay.
And... it was insane when I saw them. The party was completely out of control. And then when these guys were playing, I said, holy crap. And my wife says, I knew Joe Kahn vaguely. And at the party, I said, you guys need a bass player? He says, yeah, we could, use a bass player. Yeah. So I gave him my information, and 3 months later, he calls me. I forgot all about it.
Oh, Joe.
And we started putting it together. And at the time, they had no originals. They were like a rockabilly band. Chuck Berry, Old Stones.
Really?
Buddy Holly. Oh, that's all they did. Yeah, that's all they did. And then we started, I got in, and then we started moving, into Manhattan. We started playing original stuff, CBGB.
Now, do you remember the first original song as Squirrels From Hell? Because that's got to be some trivia question right there.
Violent Crimes was the first song I'm pretty sure I wrote. And we recorded it. It's on a 45, which I think I have it in my garage somewhere.
That's got to go in the museum. That's got to go in the Hall of Fame right there.
Violent Crimes was the first song I wrote for Squirrels From Hell.
Now, back then, I know you and Joe used to split songs a lot.
We wrote all the songs. He wrote the words, I wrote the music. But Violent Crimes, I think I wrote the whole thing. I think I wrote the music and words for it. But 90% of our stuff was his lyrics.
Right.
And still is.
I was about to say, now, you actually sing a lot of his songs.
I only sing one of his songs that he recorded, just one of them.
Oh, all right.
We just left his, it's just one of those things. I think when I wrote those songs, I always picked who sang.
Right.
I said, no, this is yours. I just had that, and it usually worked. And except the one that I do, it's funny, the one that I do called... but now it's not.
Mm-hmm.
He says, no, you sing that. And I said, no, we had like a little, discussion over it. And I said, no, you sing that one. That's you. And that's the only song that I sing. That, since he's gone, I sing that song. It's just felt comfortable for me singing it. The other songs don't feel right when I sing them. That's why I let him sing them.
Right, because it was just sometimes the cadence or whatever, it's just not the way you would sing.
It just didn't feel right. And then I said, that's yours. And he usually said, yeah, I'll take it. I'll sing it,
Now, when you guys started out as Squirrels From Hell, you started doing your originals, how did you transition from that rockabilly phase to, like, this avant-garde kind of punk?
Well, it was a lot of the rest of the band didn't go along 100% with it.
I was about to say,
we lost our first drummer that way. He said, well, what are we doing? We're doing this. So we're not doing the Buddy Holly stuff? No, we're not.
Yeah, really. Not so much.
Yeah, no, we're going into Manhattan and doing this stuff. And he fought along the way and eventually left, but that wasn't his scene. So it didn't go over all that smooth, the changes.
Yeah, that happens. Here you are 40 years later.
Here we are 40 years later. I don't know how I survived. But... and now we're also going through changes now,
which we're going to get into. We're going to get into all the little changes. The modern changes.
Yeah, the modern changes.
Now let's do a little origin story for Steel Wolf. It's
Steel
1982.
Wolf, 1982. We played our first gig at Thompson Junior High as a sextet. Cover band, strictly classic rock stuff from The Who, The Doors, Stones.
Now, how did you guys come together? Like, did you all know
we were all Lithuanian. We were all Lithuanian. We all knew each other as friends in Lithuanian school. And... just mutual interest in rock and that kind of thing. Hey, I play guitar, I play drums, I play bass. And then met at Grandma's house, kind of a thing, and started playing. She was deaf, so hard of hearing, so she didn't mind, and so we started jamming there. And then kind of the same kind of thing where some of the other band wanted to stay in that mode. They went and became a cover band called Brothers Kazis Orchestra, and then the rest of us stayed and stayed with started doing original music, and then Steel Wolf. Although the members of the Brothers Kazis Orchestra have always woven themselves back into the band, and two of them are currently in the band now.
So kind of like the reserve team, right?
Yeah, I mean, our members have changed. We've had about 12 members throughout we're up to 35 years now. But still, the four guys in here now have been in, one guy since 2001, the other guy since 87, and the other guy was an original founding member in 82. So
now, do you guys remember the first Steel Wolf original you guys composed?
Right, that was I can't say a full title because it's RIP and it's the S curse, Rampage. And we still do that one to this day. We play it we usually close with it, and it's It's always a favorite that we love to play. I don't know how much people love to hear it, but we love to play it. And an interesting line. It's another where I was the original vocalist on that. Because the current Al, who's the guy I switch vocals with now, he has taken it over as his song now. Because there's only certain songs he'll sing. He doesn't like to do the more risque stuff, but he said I'd like to take that song as one of mine now, and now it's his piece, one of his signature songs.
He does the vocals on Bone and Ham.
He sings Mama's Bone and Ham, yes. And he sings a few others on this album, and but I write all the lyrics. So he likes it. This is the one when I write lyrics for him, he just likes the stuff that's less suggestive, and I do the, I guess, more suggestive stuff, and the music is written by the guitar player and the bass player.
It's an interesting dynamic that that someone else is singing your lyrics.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's great. I know when I'm writing something that he'll sing, it's kind of cool to...
Well, imagine now, after a time of playing with the guys in the band, you kind of get a feel for each other's kind of, where you're going to go with his lyrics. Right. You know how he's going to sing them. Right. And, same thing with your band.
Well, my problem with Joe Kahn and his lyrics...
But you guys have very distinctively different styles.
He was very wordy with his lyrics. Yes. And I used to have to... And God forbid, I said that this has to go here. Perhaps it's a difficult day. No, it's a day. You can't
boil it down, yeah.
And he would squeeze it in. He would show me how to squeeze it in. So he was very wordy with his words. And... I couldn't take a word out, or he would flip out.
That's the way he wrote it. That's the way he wanted it.
Exactly right.
That's so cool, though. I mean, especially like, you guys, I mean, so many bands over the years, I mean, they can't hold it together. But here you're 40 years and 35 years.
Yeah.
So what do you think the secret to that is?
I would say loving what you do. Just... constant passion.
It might be luck. I'm fortunate enough to find people that replace people that leave, and I think if you got something good, it'll survive.
Now both your bands have kind of cool instrumentation. Sometimes you guys, Steel Wolf sounds very like rock. I mean, like Mama's Bone and Hands, like total straight up rock. I mean, like over the top. Then other times you guys, you had that fun sound, like the Sunday morning song. You got more of that folksy kind of Lithuanian folk music sound going.
We've had a good luck of doing these acoustic shows, because in the Lithuanian community there's a lot of camps and stuff, and sometimes it's just easy to like set up and do stuff at a show where we'll just have guitar and vocalist, and we'll just do stuff like that. So we have this nice repertoire where we can just do that. And there's a whole stuff in the Northeast and stuff. And we've gotten to go even as far as LA and do stuff where it's just me and the guitar player just doing stuff acoustically, and been able to spread the name in other directions just because we can do shows, these unplugged shows.
Right. And now Squirrels From Hell have had really interesting compositions, because you guys like swap out like whole sections of the band. I mean, you had horns and strings at one time.
Right. We had the violin player for a song, and the sax has been added.
Yeah,
the
right.
last,
it comes and goes.
I would say 15 years we've had the sax, and that's a major part now. We don't do acoustic. We never do unplugged. I never go on without drum. I'll go on without anything. But drum we need the tribal beat back there. I can't play acoustic.
I've seen you without guitar.
Which you will see us, by the way, Friday night.
Oh, wow. Is it a trio?
It's a trio.
Oh, wow. It's going to be bass, drum, and
this is amazing.
Sax.
Yeah, I prefer that. That's where we're having some friction now in the band. A little bit.
Oh, friction is good.
They still have the rock mentality in their head, which is... You really have to have a guitar player.
But you guys have always been unconventional, though.
Right. We've been. I prefer. We've had personnel changes in the last year.
Oh yeah.
We had Mike had to leave. We left his friends, but he had to go. That was the guy who replaced Joe Kahn, and we quickly got a superstar in the band. We had a guy, the best musician I've ever played with in 40 years. Thayer Naples. He's got his own solo act also that he plays, but he's a pro. And somehow we snagged this guy, and he fit in like a glove, personality-wise, talent-wise. But you could see he was He was really there, and we were like here. You could see that. But he stayed with us for almost 6 months. We played a lot of shows with him. This guy he just left too. But he had to leave because he has a million things going on. He's playing shows all over Manhattan and stuff, and he's got his own solo thing. His solo thing is just him on guitar, no vocals. It's like a Chet Atkins. Who's that guy? Tommy Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's something else. I mean, he'll play he opened up some shows for us. We had him play first.
Yeah, opened up for you guys, yeah.
And it was like, it's night and day, him. But his playing would almost bring you to tears. He could do an instrumental of a Willie Nelson song or a Dylan song or anything, and it was fascinating on guitar. It was unbelievable.
Awesome.
And but he's gone now. And no one will ever match. And plus, he had stage presence. He had everything.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, he had the whole ticket.
The whole shebang, yeah.
And he was the greatest guy you'd ever want to meet. And he's gone. So we have a guy, we're working with a guy, but he's
trying to fit him in,
we're working with a guy, we're easing him in, but he's not ready for Friday. So we're playing as the trio, sax, bass, drums.
But you've done that a few times.
We've done that many times. Yeah, and I actually almost prefer that. It's different.
And you haven't recorded that lineup.
No, we haven't.
As the 3-piece with the sax, just that, right?
Right. We actually have a live thing of that. It's not too bad.
Is that on the one you gave me?
No, that isn't. I should have brought it in, but it's... Yeah.
It's our golden opportunity to unleash it on the world.
Yes, but like I said, it's not sitting nicely with the sax player and the drummer.
Was that the Basement Bar Show?
Did we do the... Yes.
Because remember that great recording that...
I have that on this.
Have that.
Yeah, that's with the guitar. That's with the guitar player.
That recording came out amazing.
You'll hear it,
we used that. That's what makes up a lot of this.
For the listeners, we have some really good treats for you right when we come after the break. We're going to play some of these live tracks that we're talking about now.
Yes.
But hold that thought, because when we come back, we're going to play some of those live tracks.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Once again, you're listening to Squirrels from Hell and Steel Wolf live in the studio here at WCWP on the Aural Fix edition of The Rock Show.
Nice.
So
WCWP is your home for great music and great conversation. You'll find all that and more on WCWP.org. Listen live on the web, check out the lineup, read our blogs, and get in touch with us. Sign up for our newsletter and stay up to date on our latest events. And find out how you can get involved at the only community public radio station serving Nassau's North Shore. It's all online at WCWP.org.
Love and marriage. Bert and Ernie. Yin and Yang. Flotsam and Jetsam. All famous pairs. Now you can add Hooks and Needles, the afternoon knit and crochet circle every Thursday at 1 p.m. in the Bayville Free Library. All are welcome. Join in and have fun. For more info, call 516-628-2765 or visit bayvillefreelibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Fight back against the winter cold and flu season this year with a lifestyle workshop on Thursday, November 16th at 7 p.m. in the Bayville Free Library. Relieve stress by knowing what and when to eat to bolster your immune system. For more info, call 516-628-2765. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Want to avoid stress and strife? Tune in to Enjoy Life, Mondays at 11. I am Naomi Joy, your resident joyologist, here to help you learn the creative, fun ways my guests bring joy and pleasure into their lives and how you can too. So remember, to avoid stress and strife, it's Enjoy Life every Monday morning at 11, 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You are listening to The Rock Show on 88.1 FM WCWP.
I think we got a show.
Oh, yeah, we got a show.
We definitely got a show.
Oh, yeah, there's a show.
Anyone who wants to hang out with Steel Wolf after the show, you can come on down to Terry's Tasty Taco. That's where we wrote this love song called Tex-Mex Sex.
get your letters, I throw them all away. Your stupid postcards, one or two a day. Your endless emails, deleted and unread. Your observations are better left unsaid. I know you're out there somewhere. I see the warning signs you'd like to get together. I hear you sing on the radio next door. They interview you, I can't stand it anymore. I see your artwork on the walls across the street. Your stupid nickname scratched into the seat. Your old self-portraits priced way too high. Your troubled children by some other guy. I know you're out there somewhere. I see the warning signs you'd like to get together. I hear you sing on the radio next door. They interview you, I can't stand it anymore. All right, we're gonna get low. We're gonna get low. Low.
If you belong to a nonprofit organization, this space could be yours. Your friends at WCWP are here to help you spread the word about an upcoming event or the mission of your organization. Reach the local community right here on the North Shore of Nassau and an online audience all over the world. Email us at info@wcwp.org or send your info to 720 Northern Boulevard, Brookville, New York, 11548. A message from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Okay, forget the dinner part and enjoy First Friday Flicks at the Glen Cove Public Library. Sit back, relax, and take in the latest movie releases on the first Friday of each month. And it's free. Call 516-676-2130 or visit glencovelibrary.org for the complete movie schedule. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Greetings, this is Richard Solomon, host of Taking Care of Business on WCWP. You will be amazed at the lengths we will go to get a great interview.
Can I interview you while you're in space from my radio station? All right.
Join me Thursday mornings at 11 for behind-the-scenes viewpoints with newsmakers and those at the forefront. You'll never know what will be discussed.
Get paid to think. Those who get paid to work for those who get paid to think.
That's Taking Care of Business, Thursday mornings at 11, right here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You are listening to The Rock Show on 88.1 FM WCWP.
I think we got a show.
Oh, yeah, we got a show.
We definitely got a show.
Oh, yeah, there's a show.
Oh, yeah, there's a show every Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. with me, Mike Ferrari, here at WCWP. We call it the All Fix edition of The Rock Show. And you've been listening to some squirrels, you've been listening to some wolves. We got them both live in the studio, Mark and Will. I want to welcome you back on air.
Here we are.
Great.
Thank you for
And
having
we were
us.
talking about live tracks.
Yes.
And playing at the place where the Squirrels were recorded live, where you guys first played together, your first gig together, right?
Yes, with Steel Wolf, yes. We met
At the basement bar.
Yes, the basement bar.
And that was over in Bushwick, right?
Bushwick. It was lonely, wet, raining, dark, cold Saturday night. I pulled up and I said, "Where am I? What am I doing here?" Wasn't it like an industrial park?
I just said that outside here. But
that's true. Could this place get any darker? How do people know where I guess if you don't know where you're going and you pull in
you got to be in the know.
Yeah. But I pulled up and
it's a hostel.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
yeah. I told you, it got weirder and weirder. I didn't know what the hell it was. First of all, it was a dark, dreary street.
Yeah.
And everybody's living in the factories because I saw the delivery guys looking around. They want to deliver food, but there's a door and a light on. And they don't know where.
The fact that it was dark and rainy, the people who lived there stayed in the bar.
Yeah.
So we had a great crowd. We realized at subsequent times there, if it was good weather out, the people would be out. So in a way, it was great to play there. For winter gigs, we realized that was a place to go to because where sometimes you feel like if we play a winter gig, who's going to trek out in the snow? But that place had a built-in audience.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was literally the basement bar for the people living in the hostel.
Yes.
So it's almost like if you're living upstairs and there's a band playing, it costs you nothing to go downstairs and at least go check them out. And then your job was, as bands, just capture them by doing something cool when they walked in, and then they stayed. So
the hostel was actually kind of nice. It wasn't that dumpy because trying to get into this basement bar, there was like a red light that said bar, and you had to walk down like a little hallway, like a little alleyway. I didn't know where I was going, and then I opened the door, and it was actually very nice when you went in there. They had a great stage.
The recording sounded great.
No, it was a great stage. Not one of the best places we played.
It had great equipment there. It was clean. It was new. It was kind of sleek. The bar also
really nice,
small
really
but nice, comfortable. And I walked in. I saw
that was the first time I met you.
Yeah, Steelwolf came running over to me.
I only had the picture from the promo from Nutcracker Suite that I saw you in.
Right.
So I had no idea. I didn't even know which guy it was, if I remember. So when he walked in, I didn't realize who he was, and then we introduced each other, and
it was a great night. The place was good too.
The first time I ever heard Squirrels from Hell was actually from Mike Gallucci, The Wrong Way In.
Yes.
He actually said, "Here, I got a CD for you." He goes, "I think you'll like it." So he hands me the Sound and the Furry.
Yes.
And that was the first I heard of you guys. And then I saw you maybe like a week or two later.
We played a few gigs there, as I remember.
We played there too.
Everyone's played there once or twice, right? But that was my first experience.
And I love because we had a song called "Exploring Uranus," and the guy who did a little promos for us and the Long Island voice said they're playing it the wrong way in, and then he put a little. It
was good for that. So now tell me about live shows with you guys. Now, none of us here in this room are kids anymore, so what's it like to play out live?
Oh, it's good. We're playing Sylvana. I've never been there. I've never been there.
It's great. It's comparable. Oh, that's a good idea. Put it on the camera there. It's comparable to Shrine.
Yes.
And the people who run Shrine also run this.
I figured that. Yeah.
And it's great. We played this our third time there, and it is great. It is the vibe at Shrine and Sylvana is not unlike the vibe that was once at like the CBGB.
Okay, cool.
Same kind of underground kind of feel, except this is more a host to traditionally funk and soul music.
Yeah, it's not a rock club.
It's not a rock club. However, that's why we found that I realized they like having rock bands there because there doesn't seem to be a wealth of rock bands going through.
It's true.
So kind of as soon as we say we're rock, they let us right in because we're not the norm. And this way, especially with the Shrine, they kind of tote themselves as a world music venue.
Right,
we give them that broader appeal where we're not just another funk band on the bill, playing there. Now we're the unusual thing, whereas at CBGB, it was traditionally a lot more of that stuff.
Yeah.
So this we become the unique minority.
Now, as older guys playing out live with bands that have been around for a while, now you obviously know your market, your fan base, you're established, but you're not, what they call mainstream. Either one of you guys. I mean, you guys
by any means.
I know you guys kind of both carve your own path. There's no doubt about that. So I mean. How do you guys, gear up for a show now Now you've been in the business for 40 years,
Yes,
35 years.
Business. And don't you have to make money in a business, right?
Not much. You just got to get paid to be professional, right?
It's pretty much the same. Nothing's really changed for me. You know, well, I told you the nights were longer when I was younger, and it was a different time back then. You know, things were different. Now it's like we just deliver our message and what it is, and that's it. Really, it's not a whole night of rock.
Debauchery,
yeah. It's not a whole night of rock anymore.
You got like I see you guys play like a lot of places a lot. That you seem to know where it works for you.
Yes, wherever they accept us, we go.
Right.
You know, and it's nicer like that where they know us.
Where you're not biting and scratching your way in. You know,
most of the clubs we play are they take us because they like us.
Yeah.
You know, and they're music clubs too. That's what I like about. I guess Sylvana is like that too.
Yeah.
But I know
when people are going there for a night of music, they're not going just specifically
they're not going
to
to
see a
play.
certain
Yeah,
band.
they're not shooting pool and watching TV.
Right. Yeah,
they're not watching the Jets game or something.
Right.
Actually, see music.
It's really there for the music. Except we play Otto's Shrunken Head. That's just a crazy ass place.
Yeah, that's a wild place.
Yeah, that's odd in itself.
But it's got its own kind of thing going on. It's funky.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know,
they
got some particular rules. You know.
Yeah, it's odd in there sometimes. You don't know what's going on in that back room sometimes. And but they like us there. We play there, and you know, we're looking to move to Jersey and things like. We're gonna, you know, we've played a few clubs in Jersey, and we're trying to.
Now, do you guys find yourselves playing Brooklyn more than Manhattan these days?
Sort of.
Because I know you play Brooklyn a lot.
Sort of.
And you have a unique a cultural tie-in because of the Lithuanian background. You've been with camps and everything.
The Lithuanian Lithuanian church that has a Lithuanian fair once a year. We've played there a few times. And also we do the New York City Marathon.
What about the West Coast? We'll talk about that. What about the West Coast?
Yeah, we did a gig.
How's that?
Yeah, that was a cool thing. That was what we were referring to, the acoustic thing, where we got invited to do the Lithuanian fair there, and that was because of the Kugela song.
Right.
And we got invited to do that only because the guy who runs a Lithuanian travel agency said, I know if I have you guys next to me at our table, you'll attract people to my table. So. I'll pay for your nice. The whole thing was taken care of as long as our table was next to his table, so that way people would come to see the volume that we were. I mean, not that it was loud, but the fact we played the Kugela song about 500 times because it's about a 1 minute long song, so we just kept playing it over and over and over again, selling tote bags that say this. Oi machuta kurtas kuglis, oh grandma, where's the potato casserole? And we played that song over and over, and as long as people came to see what were these two idiots screaming about, then people said, well, what's this guy next to him doing? That guy had the travel agency, so he had people come to him. So that's how that worked out. And we worked it out that even though the Lithuanian Days Fair was Saturday and Sunday, we made a point of flying in on Friday night, and we went straight to an open mic that I looked up online, through the internet, saying, listen, we're flying in. We want to do an open mic in Los Angeles. And we flew right from the airport, went straight to the gig. We went straight into this place, and it said, Mark and Ed from Steel Wolf performing tonight. I was like, oh, my God. We walked in, and we only did a few songs, but... It was just cool to do these two gigs for a one weekend. We flew in on Friday, left on Sunday, and we played Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We even played Sunday morning at the Lithuanian Days Fair again, and then we just got right back on the plane and left. Never did anything touristy. That's all we did.
It's a rock and roll lifestyle. I love it.
I like that.
And none of the debauchery either. It's just that.
Do your business and leave. Yeah. That's it.
All pro.
Yeah.
How's the marathon? How was the marathon going?
Yeah, and then that was my Brooklyn reference. We also play the marathon every year. We played our 10th,
you've been doing that for a long time now, right?
10th time. And actually, you were when we first took the gig. I knew you had done it for years, so I remember calling you about it. And we were only in email contact at that point. I still had not met you, and I just wrote to you and said, "Will, I've been offered the New York City Marathon." We just didn't know what type of a gig it was because until you do it, you don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
So I know you had done it for years, and I remember you only wrote like 3 words. You wrote, "Take the gig."
Yes.
So I was like, "Well, that's enough coming from him that whatever it is, I'm taking it.
When Will says take the gig, you take the gig.
That was a great gig for us. We had a lot of fun there when we played it. We stopped playing there, but that's, But we played there so many years, and it was...
like 25?
Yes, we played there like 25 years. And it was a fun gig. It was an all-day thing, but we had a laugh riot when we did it. It was, it's a great gig.
It's a laugh riot.
It's a fun gig with the runners towards the end and everything. It almost turns into like a parade at the end.
Right.
Now, I was about to say, you guys, when you guys play the marathon, you usually get like the same corner all the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Well,
what was your corner?
Well, we had, for years, we had Spanish Harlem, 1st Avenue, and 113th Street. And it was great because we were by a rec center, like a family rec center. It was there. There were bathrooms there. It was nice.
Creature comforts.
Yeah, and it was a stopping point for the runners, too. So it was like a real clubhouse type thing going on there. And then we switched one year. I think I told you, one year we switched to a better neighborhood, like 1st Avenue in the 80s, maybe the 70s, and it was the worst.
I remember you
it was the worst thing we ever did. It was packed with people that didn't want to hear us, and we couldn't even see the runners. Where it was on 113th Street, but we could see the runners. People stayed on the sides and stuff of us, and we were right on the street. It was a better spot. Whereas this one, there were people in front of us, and we were playing to their backs.
Yeah, so everyone's turning around facing the other way.
Well, they were watching the runners, and we were playing, and it was awkward, and they didn't want us there.
That's.
They were having brunch outside in the restaurants, and they said, "Get this noise out of here,"
We play at the corner of West 4th and Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Atlantic Avenue.
And we've been there 9 times. One time they put us further somewhere else on Atlantic Avenue, but that one corner is amazing. It's a huge intersection right by Barclays and the Atlantic Avenue.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's totally. We get great reception, and people always come up to us and say, "Thank God you're here again." And then we also get people walking by with their.
We have that. Yeah. We have pictures of that.
Right.
Yeah, we use pictures of that. But we had a guy who played harmonica. Does he play harmonica with you guys? As a runner. Who used to...
really? He stopped and starts playing with you?
He stopped and started playing with us, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So what was the strangest place you've ever played? Especially both you guys been around. You got to have some stories where just like a wild, crazy place or just a really weird gig. I could picture Squirrels From Hell playing in a submarine somewhere. I don't know.
We played a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, on 1st Avenue, downtown, 1st Street, or who knows where it was, off Houston Street. And there was a stage there with equipment. It was disgusting going downstairs. And the sax players, we had first gotten a sax player in the band. He thought there was a cat on stage when we went down there. And, of course, it was a rat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Healthy New York City rat. Did it sing back up?
Yeah, right. It freaked him out.
Well, that would we could make a Peppy reference here.
Yeah, I was about to say, right? Tie it back to the good rats.
Right.
How about Steel Wolf? What was probably the
strangest? I don't know. I guess. I guess we do some of those Lithuanian gigs, but they wouldn't be culturally. They wouldn't they wouldn't be what you would think we would normally do as a 4-piece band. So that's why doing the 2-piece acoustic thing works for us when we do the Lithuanian.
But you do a lot of traditional songs too, though, right?
Well, yeah, we can do at the Lithuanian camps. We can actually play the Lithuanian songs there, and we don't even consider that being Steel Wolf. We kind of do that for the camp, but then we get to kind of become Steel Wolf, and that's where the Kugelis song happened, and it was so because the Kugelis song started as the Krupnikas song from Hot Honey Liquor. Right. It was Sunday morning. Where's the Krupnikas? Now Krupnikas is a hot honey liquor. So when we rewrote the song for the campers, because they're young kids, we said, well, we can't really sing about liquor to underage kids. So Kugelis is just potato casserole. Right. So we said, let's just change Krupnikas to Kugelis, and then we changed the lyrics to Lithuanian. And it was only that just to make it more appealing to the campers. but not even appealing, but just so we could do it.
Right.
Strictly so we could do it without getting our eyebrows raised at us.
But it took on its own life.
It took on its own life. The campers loved it to an extreme where this was not just like fun. They loved it to like, oh my God, they made us do an encore of it immediately after doing it the first time they heard it. They immediately, so we knew we hit something like, wow, this is really weird. and then that song is what has lived on and on and on and on. And then we were able to market these T-shirts only because of that. I mean, nothing else we quite did with Steel Wolf, like regular Steel Wolf, really hit a real stride like that song did, where people really dug that song. So that was a weird happening in the band where, wow, we should have been doing these kind of songs all along, but you don't. So it's not that's not our thing.
I was about to say, but hey, helps get the name out there, gets the music out there. Has there ever been a song that you've wanted to cover and you just haven't covered it yet? Either one of you guys.
I'm not big on covers.
I know you're not a big cover fan.
I'm not a big cover guy.
But that's why I asked you, because I didn't know if there was any song you ever wanted to squirrelify,
We did squirrelify a few songs, now that I think about it. What did we have? You wouldn't believe we did a version of Paul Simon. And I wish I could remember the song now. I can't think of the song. It was a Paul Simon song. Mother and Child Reunion. We did a version of that.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Neat.
Now, which kind of line? Was the sax and that
sax
kind of
was in there, yeah.
Nice. How about Steel Wolf?
So we do covers. We do, and we do it.
I know you guys like to play around.
We destroy them, and then we make them our own, and we do that intentionally, and also because we when we started doing, after we did our first marathon, we found it easier to get invited to street fair gigs. But then we realized we really needed to do more.
Yeah, you kind of came to that crowd.
Longer,
yeah.
And they were, festival crowd people. So doing covers really helped. People would come and watch us then because they saw us do, things like Zeppelin and the Beatles and the Stones and stuff. We just worked those kind of songs in there. And we started as a cover band, so we just did those same kind of classic rock covers. So this brings up why I giggled, because there's a song that, it's basically it's an original. It's on the new album. It's called New York Girls. But I mean, when you hear it, it is just a rewrite of Chuck Berry's. Oh Jesus Christ! He'll even know. You'll hear it. It's a rewrite of one of his most famous. I can't remember that. But so when we do it, I say it's a song in the key of Chuck. But the thing is, it's called New York Girls. But we're going to do it on Friday as New York Squirrels.
There you go.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
I ruined this. I mean, but I know you don't stay late for the show.
Right.
And it was supposed to be the second song in the set.
All right, we'll wait for it.
So it's gonna be later in the set though.
Now
it has such a more fun vibe to it. So we had to squeeze it in at the end,
Nice.
more towards the end, because it's more of a loosey-goosey kind of a thing. And the guys didn't care for doing it as we were going to do it right in the beginning. It just didn't kind of carry as well as this toward the end. So
it's not an opener.
No, it's not an opener song. And the funny thing about it, if you do end up playing it, the bass player.
And now we have to.
Yeah, now you have to. I built it up too much.
Yeah.
Right? The bass player, Ed, who was the original vocalist of the band when we started in '82 as a cover band, does the vocals on the recording, but he can't play bass and sing live, so I sing it live. That's why I'm going to sing it as New York Squirrels.
Nice.
Much to Al's chagrin, the drummer, he said, "No, we can't change the lyrics." And I said, "I'm singing it. I can. You change my lyrics all the time."
Oh man!
And that's because he
Don't you have a song about Shrine when you throw Shrine?
What I do is because when we do oral sex at gunpoint, which is not oral O-R-A-L, it's A-U-R-A-L, like Oral Fix.
Yeah.
It's oral sex, and sex is S-C-C-T-S. We change it to Shrine World Music Venue, Shrine World Music Venue. So we were gonna do something like that at Sylvana too, just because it becomes like a theme song for the gig. So
awesome. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna hear more from the Squirrels from Hell and Steel Wolf right after this on the Aural Fix edition of The Rock Show.
Suddenly Solo, a lifestyle roadmap for the mature, widowed, or divorced man and woman. Join Hal Spielman and Mark Silbert Wednesdays at 10 a.m. for their unique takes on relationships, intimacy, finances, and much more.
Sleep apnea, it really affects your health.
And you snore like a lumberjack.
Maybe a jockey should be making sexy underwear for men. We are going to an interview with an interesting person who has been doing interesting things.
Suddenly Solo, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. only on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
I'm not sure I'm smart enough to answer that.
Invest in your skin. It's going to be yours for a long time. Join Dr. Ari Abraham for a free discussion of the risks, causes, and possible prevention of skin cancer. It's on Thursday, November 16th at 7 p.m. in the Plainview Old Bethpage Public Library. For more info, call 516-938-0077 or visit POBLIB.org. The Community Calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org. Calling all parents, caregivers, and children of all ages. The Roslyn Library offers story time for kids every Tuesday at 10:30. There's singing, dancing, and of course, lots of stories. For more information, call 516-621-2240 or visit info@bryantlibrary.org. The Community Calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Howdy, folks. This is Rick Lucidi here, along with my co-hosts Brian Pemberton and Johnny Cochiola. We'd like to invite you to Rick's Redneck Ranch Radio. You'll be hearing old classics, outlaw, and alternative country music on Saturday evenings from 5 to 7 on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
From the stadiums to the mosh pit and everything in between, you're listening to The Rock Show on 88.1 FM WCWP.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, California girls, they look so fine. And here's a little tale I want to tell you about how the Florida girls can have all the sunshine, but the New York girls, they really blow my mind. I'd say, hey there. What was that? I say, hey there. Hey, how about them New York girls? Walk around with the kiss so tight, or even some of them without their bras at night. Wow, to me, all those girls, they really bunch at night, because the New York girls, they really blow my mind. I say, hey them. I say, hey them. Hey, how about them New York girls? New York girls. New York girls. New York girls. New York girls. Your girl really blow my mind. Well, listen everybody, this is the end of my tale, and I hope you all like that. It might turn away. And remember one thing of it, tell of mine. You know the New York girls, they really blow my mind. I say, hey there. I say, hey there. Hey, how about them New York girls? New York girls. New York. New York girls. 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 New York girls really blow my mind. My mind.
WCWP is supported by our listeners and the College of Communications, Art, and Design at LAU Post. To join our family of supporters, go to WCWP.org and click on the support tab.
WCWP.
Brookville, from the North Shore of Nassau, 88.1 FM, and beyond, WCWP.org.
From the stadiums to the mosh pit and everything in between, you're listening to The Rock Show on 88.1 FM WCWP.
Everything was cool when I ran into you on the street. Everything was cool when we took the time to meet. Everything was cool when we talked for hours on the phone. Everything was cool when we had some time alone. But now it's not. But now it's not. Everything was right when you took the time to look my way. Everything was right when you told me you would stay. Everything was right when you said that you'd be back. Everything was right on track. But now it's not. But now it's not. Every time I wake up, I always think about you. And every dream I ever has, baby, you know you're in there too. Every single day, it's just a different day. When you were here that day, it was worth the wait. Now it's not. But now it's not. But now it's not.
Squirrels from Hell live on WCWP. Well, not live at WCWP. It was recorded live in Bushwick.
Yes, basement bar. It's closed.
And we were there. Steel Wolf was there too.
Yes, Steel Wolf was there. The hostel was there.
The hostel was there. That was that rainy night that you were mentioning earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Great place.
And now you guys are going to recreate the magic of playing together?
Recreate the magic.
Now you only do this once a year, right? only once a year you guys can play together? Is that like a
I was about to say,
New York City law or something?
Yeah, right. Squirrels and wolves may only congregate once a year.
Look, final show until September.
Yeah, this is our final show until September, until summer of 2018. We're not playing. We're taking off because we've done nonstop now for about 2 years straight. We just do a gig a month. So we've just decided, because we just did our 35th anniversary show in October. Then we did the marathon, and now this is it. So this is for the first half of 2018. There'll be no Steel Wolf.
You have to go tour in support of the new album.
And it's,
yeah, well, that's not us. Not this time. We're taking a break.
And as Squirrels From Hell is slowly falling apart, we're busy as hell. We got 3 gigs in December. When did we play 3 gigs? Where are we now?
The Squirrels can't be stopped. It's a band New York City couldn't kill.
Right.
Now, where did that tagline first come from?
Joe Kahn invented all this stuff. He was... where are we playing? Let's get back to where we're playing.
Wow, that is so cool.
We're playing with Steel Wolf. Friday, December 1st.
Don't mess with Will. He's got it going on, man.
We're playing Saturday, December 9th at Terra Firma in Brooklyn, Bushwick. And then we're playing December 29th at Outer Shrunken Head in New York City.
Wow. But that's just so cool. I just love your calendar.
Yes, it's my postal worker union calendar.
So cool.
It cost me $500 for this.
Right. That's so cool.
It's my most expensive thing I have, $500 calendar. Yes, I have to keep this. All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. No.
3 gigs in December. That's amazing.
To finish out the year big.
I'm exhausted just thinking of it.
Wow.
So now, what are you going to do on all this off time?
Other things. Well, it'll be my wife and I will be celebrating our 25th anniversary
very nice.
in March.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Yes.
So that just to have some downtime and do other things with the family. And
family time, that's okay.
Yeah, do other things.
Now, do you guys have a plan big in September when you guys come back, make the big comeback?
We have
summer
something.
Show?
Yeah, we have something that's no confirmed date yet. A block party in Corona. So the guy wants us to play. We played his wedding last summer, and he loved us, and he wants us to play something else in his area. So we'll do that. We'll do that, and we are already invited back to do the marathon next year.
Yes.
So those will be 2 confirmed things that will happen, and then we'll build from there. But between January and the summer, we'll just take it low.
Speaking of building and rebuilding, we're going to rebuild the Squirrels. We're going to experiment a little. What's going to go on?
We're experimenting. I'm going to drag them kicking and screaming into stuff away from rock.
Ooh,
wow. So who knows where we're headed. We're working with a new guitar player, and he needs...
I was about to say, now, you actually have a guitar player.
We have someone lined up. Yeah, we're working with him.
He's going to do the December 9th?
He might do December 9th. He might, but he's not ready for December 1st. We'll do the trio, which I know you love the trio. I have no problem with the trio. You should do some
recordings like with the trio. That'd be awesome.
I have no problem.
They recorded Sylvana.
Do they really?
They charge, but
yes,
it comes up. But they give you the separate tracks. But
they do that at Shrine too.
Yeah. I mean, it's if you I mean, you might. I mean, since we're talking about it, it's not. And considering the quality of the basement bar, so it might be worth the shelling out the money. Only because then you'll have stuff to play with.
It might be. Yes, it might be an idea to do that. Yeah.
I think you need to plunk down and do it.
Yeah, I think I might do that. A little different set with the trio, the SFH trio. There, it's we can't do everything.
I was about to say, now you got to definitely consider the arrangements.
Yeah, we have a little. We throw some different songs in there. So
the
hat will be in there.
Of course,
hat will be in there. Hat's an old tune.
Yeah. I was about to say that's an old one.
That left and came back. They like that. The guys that come into the band, they like that song. So we.
And I was about to say, now you guys have been around for almost 40 years.
Yes.
I mean, what goes into a set list when you guys go out and play? Like, what's the considerations?
It changes whatever we feel. You know, we're bringing back some of the older stuff. I mean, real older stuff that we haven't done in 10 years. We bring some of the stuff back. Some of the songs, we redo them a little bit, and whatever they feel comfortable with doing, we change it around.
Is there anything you ever instrumentally that you ever wanted to bring into the Squirrels that you haven't yet?
I like bare bone stuff. So I
know you like that really stripped down sound.
Yeah, I like less is more. I'm a big less is more guy.
Now you guys go over the top of the instrumentation. You guys like to bang it out with the rock songs, and then you drop it down and you get all kind of folksy and ethnic with the arrangements and stuff.
Plus, they got their folk, the folk side, the acoustic
that's
side.
really cool. The way you guys could, scale up and down. It's kind of cool about both bands that they're like so adaptable in their sound, and you're not pigeonholed. Like you guys you're flexible in the sound, but you're both creative in your own direction. So that's what I always liked about the two bands. That's why I was kind of excited to have you both here tonight. Now, do you guys, that first gig that you guys did together, what was your first impressions of each other's band?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a good mix, and I thought I thought Steel Wolf was strictly like metal, and I for the name. Because I never.
That was my initial impression as well.
People say that with Squirrels From Hell too, that they were metal. But,
I always thought it was kind of like a kind of an avant-garde, punky kind of thing. Definitely a New York City vibe, But I like old bands like the Stranglers. Kind of had mixed the sax and the punk and stuff.
Right.
That's what I always kind of remember when I first heard you guys.
Yeah, I always wanted to get the sax in there. For years we were a 2-guitar attack band. We had almost like the twin leads going on.
Right.
They would go back and forth. One guy would do the buzzsaw, Joe Kahn would do the punk thing. The other guy would do the melodic stuff, but once I wanted to tone that down, the 2-guitar attack, because we were playing little clubs, and I wanted to bring the horn in there, and it was a struggle getting the horn in there.
Now, when did you first bring the horns into the band?
Maybe 10, maybe 15 years ago. I remember the first guy did you ever hear the story of the first guy we auditioned?
No.
I told the guy to come down, and he said, he came into our rehearsal room, and I said, he had a sax on his back, he was in Manhattan, he was a sax player. So I said, okay, he hadn't heard any of our stuff. And I said, okay, well, we'll do something.
Was he responding to an ad, or?
I guess he was responding to an ad. Now I forget, but it's 15 years ago. And I said, all right, we'll get into a groove here. I think we did Elevator for him.
Oh, Elevator.
Oh, that's a classic Squirrel song.
And he stood there. He didn't even take his sax out. He goes, well, let me hear something. So we played Elevator, and he says, what do you want me to do in that song? I said, well, just, play something, just make some noise out of the thing. And then I go, well, let's try something else. We tried another song, and he's got a look on his face while we're playing it, like, I don't hear any part for a sax. So I'm looking for, of course, the mouthpiece of the band at the time, Joe Kahn, and Joe Kahn, he is behind him going like this by his head. So he's not saying anything. He's just going like this by the guy's head, by the back of the guy's head.
But I don't know if people on the radio can hear.
I was about to say, Joe Kahn was flipping the bird behind the guy's head.
Right. What finger you have extended.
So he's got it right behind the guy's head while I'm talking to him. So I said, he goes, this, I don't hear anything for a sax. And he goes, hey, I got to go. I got some jamming to do. So I said, is it me? Is there something wrong? He wouldn't take his sax out. So I think I actually got turned off to the whole thing and forgot about it for about 6 months and said, maybe there isn't a thing for a sax, part for a sax in this band. But eventually we got one, and we haven't turned back on that at all.
Yeah, because I always feel, I think, old bands like, earlier in their days, like the Psychedelic Furs, when they had the sax.
I love that haunting sax. Yeah.
Right? That was great.
That was tremendous. I love that sound, And
that kind of stuff, which you wouldn't expect in that band, but it worked.
Oh, did it ever?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they had really great sax players.
Yeah.
One guy was Mars Williams, right?
I'm not sure who it was, but it was a great sounding sax.
And I can't remember the first guy. I want to say it was like Duncan or something like that. But I just thought it was a really interesting, mix to the sound.
Actually, the latest David Bowie album that he put out, he's got a real cool sax player on that, and I think that's a good album. It doesn't get much.
I think bands really ought to try to experiment once in a while with instrumentation just to see how it sounds. Throw it out there. Sometimes you throw some different stuff in. It's really cool. I've done Red Angels rehearsals, and we're kind of noisy, gothic-y, indie sounding with acoustic mixed in with it. And it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, we could throw the violin in there, or the acoustic, the mandola, like I was saying about Russ before. We've done that, and it sounds really cool. I think it's you're in a band, you're supposed to be creative, push it a little.
You're supposed to be creative.
Yeah, and a lot of bands play it safe. That's my big problem with mainstream music. They just play it so safe.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like, all right, that's what you want to do. You just want to play it safe. All right, that's your zone. But I mean, if you're an artist, you should ruffle some feathers.
We actually had an oboe player come down and play in the band.
Now I bet you that would be really cool.
He wasn't. He couldn't amplify it right, so we had him. And
I guess you'd have to mic it, right?
There's actually a rock guy that does that. I googled it. There's a guy that does something with an oboe
because the oboe's got a really cool sound.
Yeah, but it's very classical.
It's classical, but it's when you play it a certain way, it's got almost kind of a creepy kind of like moody sound to it.
We tried to get this guy in, and it wasn't working. And the sad thing is, he really wanted in.
Yeah.
And
who wanted to be in the Squirrels from Hell? I want to be in the Squirrels from Hell.
What did I do wrong? It was one of those emails. Well, it's not really working out. Oh, tell me what I did wrong.
It's not you, it's me. But being in a band for all this amount of time, it's like being married to people. I mean, it's ego, it's emotion, it's passion. It's all those things, and you got to deal with the other people in the band.
Passion is important. The drummer Larry Brown, he's been in the band almost 15 years, and he's set in there. He's set like glue with me. So we can shift guitar players. We can even shift sax
especially
players.
Being on bass, you and the drummer got to be locked.
So we're pretty much together with the.
Well, that's like your crazy bunch. I mean, you guys have been together forever, and you guys got to put up with each other. And
yeah.
And you got a lot going on in your band. I mean, you got a lot of people, a lot of sound, a lot of singing, a lot of people singing.
Two guys singing, and we have our little spats in here about things and stuff, but. Ultimately, what I say goes.
This is when you go have the rest of the bands at home, right? So now for the new year, we're going to rest easy for till the fall, till September, right? We'll have you coming out.
We'll
reemerge a new Steel Wolf butterfly, right?
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we have taken breaks in the past, and we've realized that the breaks serve us well because then we come back refreshed, and we
you don't want it to be a grind. I mean,
doing it too much, then it just it starts to feel a little bit like work,
right?
But not really, but that kind of idea. So
you have to put some work into it. I mean,
So taking a break will be good for us.
And then Squirrels.
We don't take breaks. I don't like breaks.
You're consistent. You're like,
if there's not a gig coming up, I get all freaked out. There has to be something in the future, or else we just can't have a blank.
The squirrel emotion's got to stay in motion.
It always pretty much has to be. Yes, it has to be going, because once we stop, who knows what's going to happen?
Wow.
Yeah, it has to keep going.
The longevity of the band depends on it. I mean, you've been around 40 years, 35 years.
Band meetings. We don't have band meetings. That's how bands break up again. You start having meetings. That's not good.
Now, me and John Dosick had this debate. I know no one wants to admit it, but someone's got to be the douchebag of the band,
right?
And someone's got to put their foot down and be the leader,
right?
Now, everyone else can hate that leader. It's okay, but as long as somebody's leading,
yes.
Because what happens is bands start, they're like, oh, we're going to be all democratic about it, and it gets kind of.
What happens in our band, I've seen this with people coming and going in the band, and so we've had the band locked for 10 years at one point, and it was every week rehearsal for 10 years, and it was the same 4 guys for a good block.
Yeah.
When that broke up, then things got a little.
Well, the dynamics upset.
Yeah, the passion, the people that are in there don't have the same passion as what we used to. It was a time when 4 of us were locked in, But now it's a little different. And I used to have, and when things got when someone had to go, I had Joe Kahn do all the dirty work. I couldn't. He had a way with people and words where I would say, you suck, or I hate you, get out of here. I'd come out saying that way. He'd sit them down and tell a nice story, and they'd leave laughing.
Make them a cup of cocoa.
Right, they'd leave laughing and smiling, because it's not that we kicked people out of the band. Most of these people, they didn't want to be in the band. They didn't like the original drummer we had. Well, when you get together, usually with bands, you're friends.
Right.
You're friends. That don't work too much, because I think it happened with the Beatles, too. You get together with friends. What happens is 3 guys get good, and then 1 guy doesn't. And you don't want to kick them out because you're friends. That's what I think happens. So when the Squirrels From Hell got together first, everybody was getting good. And the drummer, the original drummer, all he did was complain. I really don't want to do this song. When are we playing? I can't really rehearse. Well, I'm saying to myself, why don't you quit? No, they don't. A lot of guys, they don't know. So you don't want to play the gigs, right? No, I really don't want to practice. Okay. Don't you think you should quit?
Maybe it's time for you to shuffle on.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. I've seen that with people. They hang on.
Mark's like, nah, it's like it's a family. Yes, once you're a wolf, you're always a wolf.
On. And
yeah, sometimes with us it's more like that. We just do. I mean, the guys, we just do it. Sometimes I ask myself.
But you're lucky. You got like a reserve team with the cover band. You just kind of pull out, when you need it.
Yeah, we have backups. My son has become that reserve guy.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's great. He played the marathon with us this year.
Oh, really?
He's sat in with us. He can do drums, bass, or
that's
guitar.
Unbelievable.
Oh, his first
position.
Yeah.
If I'm out a guy, he'll come in.
What's his phone number?
Did any of your kids play?
No. No, they want nothing to do with it.
He was adamant about that. No.
They want nothing to do with it.
Quick, he said.
And they're men now. They're grown men now, but they never really wanted. They were big athletes. You can't do everything. They were tremendous athletes.
Well, because we were talking about the Good Rats before, and I'm like, Pepe had it right. He taught his kids how to play.
Yeah.
He had an instant band.
Yeah. They had no interest. Absolutely no interest.
We don't want to be in your band, Dad.
The band was kind of separate from them either. They never really saw. They saw the band. They come down now and see the band, But when they were growing up, they never really saw the band. We never rehearsed in my house. They never was, So
to them, it was kind of almost like a bogeyman kind of thing.
Yeah,
Hell was
they really
they weren't tangible.
They really weren't. They didn't know what was going on, and they weren't really that into music. They had a lot of things going on.
So one of these days, when they do the behind the music, Squirrels From Hell, they're gonna be in shock, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. They really don't know too much about the band. Although lately they've been coming down. They stop down and see the old man play every once in a while. But.
Are they going to come this Friday till
I'm going to try and get them down there.
Hit that show again. Hit it again. Let's go.
Savannah, Squirrels From Hell, Steel Wolf, 8 p.m.
Use the rock voice.
West 116th Street, New York City. Oh, and it's all ages, and they have great food there.
What kind of food? Like
Indian food.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really great. And it's no cover charge.
That's even better.
Yeah. So, good stuff.
Awesome music.
Really good stuff.
Good food. And it's free.
Yeah.
Well, not the food. You got to pay for the food, though.
Right.
Come on, people. You got to do something here. Come on. Got to pitch in a little.
And there's a band on before us called Slack Tide. They're a reggae rock band. So
from Boston, yes. I went to their. They did a little thing for us, didn't they? Put that.
They put that
together. That was pretty nice.
They put that Facebook.
Yes. They put a nice little ad for us on Facebook, and it's got the videos of us and stuff. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to spin some more tracks right after this. Once again, you'll listen to the Squirrels From Hell and Steel Wolf live in the studio here with me, Mike Ferrari, here at WCWP on the Aural Fix edition of The Rock Show.
Youth is a gift of nature.
But age is a work of art.
I'm Nina Held.
And I'm Stuart Held.
Learn to appreciate life after retirement through the arts and entertainment.
On Senior Moments, Tuesdays at 11 a.m.
Right here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Keep us on your calendar to tune in.
Are you motivated to improve your current financial situation? Then this workshop is for you. Learn about retirement planning and many other personal financial tips. It's on Thursday, November 30th at 7 p.m. in the Hempstead Public Library. For more info, call 516-481-6990 or visit hempsteadlibrary.info. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
1,000 wrinkles, 1,000 stories. Thinking about putting your life on paper? Just join the Memoir Writing Group on the third Thursday of each month at 1 p.m. in the Manhasset Public Library. New lives are always welcome. For more info, call 516-627-2300 or visit manhassetlibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
A mind absent any meaningful growth remains a blank slate, a room without doors. Seldom Said is a program committed to probing conversation, a place where words become keys. Join us for an hour devoted to congenial yet critical exchange, an enlightened 60 minutes where conversation matters. My name is Robert. The program is Seldom Said. Thursday mornings, 10 to 11 on 88.1 WCWP.org.
From the stadiums to the mosh pit and everything in between, you're listening to The Rock Show on 88.1 FM WCWP.
Just tough. I like cheap paper cause it's rough. She likes it so rough. She don't like the cuddly stuff. She likes it so rough. But I think I've had Will you face the dreams you made? Will you find this strange envelope and have the strength to walk away? What happened on the corner before the night could change? When you hear their conversation, does it seem a little strange? Find it in the country or on a city street, in a land of broken promises, lies that were just so sweet. Thank you.
Squirrels from Hell recorded live in the basement bar.
Yes.
In the bowels of Bushwick.
Yes. It's not there anymore. It was a good place. It was great while it lasted.
Yeah.
Well, good things come to an end, right? So now, before that, we heard from a recorded track from the Steel Wolf, Likes It Rough. And I got to ask, what was the inspiration for that one?
So, we're listening to the radio, morning guy, Q1043 New York, and the guy, he Jim Kerr, and he says, just having people do one of those routine things. Hey, so call in and let us know what it is you steal from work. And, people call in, they say things like copy paper, I steal pens, and one lady calls up and says, I steal the company toilet paper. And Jim Kerr's like, what? You can't brag about that because usually the toilet paper is abrasive and inexpensive. So then I went, and I think someone in the background said, oh, she likes it rough. And I went, that is a Steel Wolf song.
Just waiting to happen.
And then when I get a vision for a song, the whole song appears before me. I just have to capture it and then write it down. So that's the inspiration for that. And then it was recorded at REI, which is Recording Engineers Institute, out in Islandia.
That's where you did your other stuff too, right?
We recorded our last 3 albums there.
Yeah,
it's a slave company that he has. The students,
it's great. The students,
it's like to think of it as given opportunity.
We work with the students, and they record us. It's for free, but we're the guinea pigs, so we have to deal with what they're learning. We have is this a microphone?
Oh, this pot goes up now, goes down now, goes up now.
You know, we learn with them, and the instructors there, and it's great.
It's like coming on my show for a radio show interview, you know?
Yeah.
I just kind of experiment and see what happens.
And then we mix it and master it on our own. But the recording comes out great, and we have a great experience. It takes time though, because we have to schedule it as classes.
Right.
So recording a whole album can take like 2 years to do, because we do it song by song.
Right.
And it's not like we did an earlier album, which before we met, and we did it the traditional way. We did all the drum tracks and
right. You banged it all out. Yeah.
Everything's mic'd, and we bang all the stuff out at once, and then you dub other stuff on top. This we actually have to do song by song, so we can actually detect differences in the way the songs are feel, because every miking is different.
Yeah.
Every room, the room is the same, but the miking
arrangement,
it's never the same. Not even the same microphones all the time. Different people will be putting the mic, so you'll hear different
song by song
differences all throughout the whole album. So. But that becomes a cool
Will's like, that's too much inconsistency for me.
I like to get in the studio quickly and get out. I'm very
you're
bad.
Like notorious for like ripping through when you record, right?
I'm very bad in the studio. I'm not. I'm at a loss. I think everything sounds great, which it usually does, and then I don't know what happens, but.
Now, you like one of those guys that needs to take the CD home for the week and just kind of like mull through it and come back?
Not really. I don't dwell on the studio stuff. I just want to record and get it over with. And we're not good in the studio, because to be good in the studio, you got to hang out there and fool around in there and
not be afraid to noodle a little bit.
Right. I think it's wasting time and money, so I try and move things along.
I was about to say, that's the one thing about like recording in a studio situation. You're on the clock. You got that like tension,
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And even though we're doing it free, we're in the binds of a class,
right?
So we're the clock is always ticking, which is kind of why we used to only do one song, but now we got to a point we can bang out 2 songs.
I mean, you don't want to give the kids attention just to work on a song, right?
right. So we can bang out 2 songs in a class, and we know exactly how to line it. And then 2 songs will have the same setting, because we'll bang out 2. We'll say we're going to do 2 songs tonight, and they'll be cool with it. So.
Now, with all the horn arrangements and everything, when you do your Squirrels From Hell recordings, do you ever because you guys got I would say like a very distinctive live feel when you guys play out. And do you try to capture that in the studio?
I try and capture it, yes, yeah. I want that. I like our live sound.
Because you guys definitely got like a vibrancy when you guys play
I think
live.
the live sound is our best. I like the live. We're a live band.
Because as those that are watching on Facebook on the live feed, we've been talking off mic while the songs are playing about recording down at that basement bar.
Yeah,
how what the sound you guys were getting was really great.
Oh yeah, I think our live show is the best, better than the CDs. I think.
Yeah, that's why the basement bar. I mean, I thought that was studio for a second. I forget how. I mean, that's
right. When you listen to it, you forget it's live.
Yeah.
Until Will says thank you at the end there, and then people, make the noise.
It was a great live recording. It's the best live recording we have. That's why I put it. I had Tom Cavanaugh, our buddy.
Of course.
He makes our CDs. I said, you got to put these live tracks on, And he left. I say a couple of things at the end of the songs, and I figured he'd be cutting that off, but he kept everything on.
Yeah, but you want that.
Yeah, I wanted it there. Yeah, I wanted it on, but I figured.
Well, he's such a perfectionist.
Yeah, he's amazing, that guy, and he dupes up the CDs, and he kept all that background, little intro chatter.
Yeah, a little live feed there.
Yeah, he left it on there.
So once again, when we talk about the live show again,
live show. All ages rock concert.
Free. It's going to be intense, insane, and
this Friday, December 1st.
It's a once-a-year event when these two bands play together. It's like, the moon and the sun coming in alignment.
It's right after the marathon. We move right over to the
300 West 116th Street, NYC. Be there. No cover charge. All ages.
It'll be a nice night.
Be adventurous. Expand your horizons.
Yeah.
Embrace the wolf. Embrace the squirrel.
That's it.
Slack Tide goes on at 7 p.m., so come on
Which
down.
apparently was also a very cool band you guys
definitely.
I looked at their video. It's a rocking band.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll play a couple more tunes, and we'll mosey on out. Once again, you'll see Squirrels from Hell, Steel Wolf, in studio live at WCWP. I'm Mike Ferrari. This is the Aural Fix edition of The Rock Show.
Now playing at the Tiller Center for the Performing Arts.
Mike Francesa, A Night to Remember, Wednesday, November 15th at 7:30. Petra and the Wolf, Friday the 17th at 10 a.m. and Saturday the 18th at 11 a.m. The martial artists and acrobats of Tianjin, China, Sunday the 19th at 2 p.m.
Call 516-299-3100 or visit tillercenter.org.
1,000 wrinkles, 1,000 stories. Thinking about putting your life on paper? Just join the Memoir Writing Group on the third Thursday of each month at 1 p.m. in the Manhasset Public Library. New lives are always welcome. For more info, call 516-627-2300 or visit manhassetlibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Howdy, folks. This is Rick Lucidi here, along with my co-hosts Brian Pemberton and Johnny Coachiola. We'd like to invite you to Rick's Redneck Ranch Radio. You'll be hearing old classics, outlaw, and alternative country music on Saturday evenings from 5 to 7 on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
From the stadiums to the mosh pit and everything in between, you're listening to The Rock Show on 88.1 FM WCWP.
We're back live in the studio with Steel Wolf and, of course, Squirrels from Hell, Will and Mark.
Hello.
We're going to talk about a couple of tunes we're going to spin right now. I think first up this time we have Steel Wolf doing off the unreleased album, which is now released.
Right. That's just the name of it. It's the unreleased album. So when we talk about it later on, then we put out the unreleased album.
And now then it's past tense.
Right.
And, of course, the Squirrels always come out with these little tidbits. They don't like to do the full album.
No.
They just kind of tease us a few songs at a time.
Come see us.
But this one, it's got a special treat on it. He got some live tracks going.
Yes. Cavanaugh was very excited with the bonus live tracks. Tom Cavanaugh.
He's all about the bonuses.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about this next track we're going to spin from the Wolf here. VPI. Tell me about
VPL.
Oh, that's why I got to wear my glasses.
Right. So it's, it got inspired by all the acronyms that we use these days for texting, like the LOL and the IDK and the IDC. So this one is VPL. So can you guess what that acronym stands for?
I have no idea.
Well, listen to the song.
Can we say it on air?
Yeah.
You can say it on the air, but listen to the song and find out what VPL stands for.
Well, let's see.
VPL!
Frown on a VPL. down and say, oh, well, 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 I'll never frown. No life of passion. Some say it's just a crime. Life of passion. This world is divine. No life of passion. Some say it's just a crime. Life of passion.
I wake up every morning. I can't believe you're still here. It all seems too real. Without you around, without you hanging around, without you around, without you hanging around, I think I like it better. When we are apart, I think I was more happy. Without you around, without you hanging around, without you around, without you hanging around. All right, Mike, here we go. Around, without you hanging around, without you around, without you hanging around. My hustle's better now. It's cleaner without your clothes. My room is back to normal. Without you around, without you hanging around, without you around, without you hanging around, without you around, without you hanging around, without you around, without you hanging around. Thank you.
It's probably my hand clapping because I was there.
See how it all comes together?
I'm on that track.
Squirrels from Hell recorded live at the Basement Bar in Bushwick,
Rest
Brooklyn.
in peace. Yes.
Another fine venue come and gone.
Yeah.
Now you guys got the big show coming up. Why don't you plug that again?
Big show coming up this Friday. Silvana.
7 p.m. for Slack Tide, 8 p.m. for Squirrels from Hell, 9 p.m. for Steel Wolf, 300 West 116th Street. No cover charge, all ages. Good Indian food. Yum.
Get there early, stay there late.
Chicken vindaloo, man. That's from the Ramones. Hanging 2nd Avenue, eating chicken vindaloo. So if you want to have some chicken vindaloo and watch Squirrels from Hell and Steel Wolf and Slack Tide, come on down this Friday.
And makes sense, right?
I can't.
It all comes together now.
I can't say anything more.
You can say some more. We got to find out how to get in touch with Squirrels from Hell and Steel Wolf. Where are you online? How can people get in touch with you?
Well, Facebook, Wikipedia, YouTube, www.steelwolfband.com, which is my students at Edison High School run that website. So
nice.
It's cool, yeah. And Will,
Facebook, we're on Facebook, and we don't have a website still.
You had one, though.
Hellsville
website was cool.
It was like old school.
Yeah, but your website was so cool because it was so old school. It was like text. It was like a Word document.
Yeah, it was like things with right.
Hellsville.com. The Hells with the band from Hellsville.
Oh, Hellsville's up for sale. I don't know what's going on with that.
Hey, I just got back AuralFix.net, all right? It took me 8 years, but I finally got it back.
Cool.
They didn't want $3,000 for it, so I took it.
We have to work on a website, but where you what am I saying? Facebook.
He's always old school. You notice that, right?
Facebook, Reverb Nation. We have stuff on Reverb Nation and Facebook and Google.
And if people want to get copies of the CDs, the best way to
CD Baby is they can get the CDs there, and then Steel Wolf stuff is downloadable on iTunes and some stuff on Bandcamp, and we're streaming on Spotify and YouTube.
Come on, Will, you gotta get. Come on.
Text me, and I'll drive over to your house and put one in the mailbox. How does that sound?
Awesome. So now this is your last chance to catch Steel Wolf
until next summer. Right? Until next summer.
Right,
gonna take a break. Gonna take a break in the action.
This is your last shot to catch them.
And Squirrels from Hell, we're all over.
You got 18 gigs this month.
We're like dog crap. We're all over the place. You can see us.
You guys, a couple more gigs come up, though.
We have.
Pull out that fancy calendar. Let's go.
I love that calendar.
I have it memorized. December 9th. Where are we playing?
December 9th.
Terra Firma in Brooklyn. It's a nice little restaurant in Brooklyn, Bushwick. And then the 29th, we're at Aural Shrunken Head, which is a Friday night, 7:30. Early.
Now you guys play autos a lot. You guys are like legend
there. We play there like once every couple of months or something like that. And we'll be there the 29th of December. And then that's it until our 40th anniversary tour, cashing in.
Is it 2018 officially 40 years?
Yeah. We started in 78.
Sweet. 35 and 40
So we just did our 35th anniversary because we did 2 years of nonstop.
You deserve a break.
That's why we're taking a break. That's why we're taking a break.
We can't take breaks because we'll fall apart.
I was about to say that the squirrels can't stop.
We can't.
They're in constant motion.
We'll lose it if we stop. We have to always have a gig, like a carrot in front of us.
You got to keep that nut in front of you, right?
We have to keep it in front of us.
So some guy texted about VPL, you said?
Oh, that's right. Jim Velcher.
Right. So
one of my longtime fans.
And VPL was, I did get the acronym from the Woody Allen film.
You are correct, Vim. We're going to send you out a WCWP prize pack for calling that out.
Prize pack.
I don't know what it actually contains yet, but we'll figure it out.
It was a great movie. I love that movie, but I don't remember that at all.
Tony, oh my God, Tony Roberts is talking to Woody Allen, and he goes, "Oh, look at the girl over there with the VPL." And then Woody Allen goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Invisible Panty Line." I went, "That's a Steel Wolf song."
It's the name of a band. You should have changed.
I was about to say, that might be the next band name for me. I don't know. Well, I want to thank you guys coming down to the show, sharing some rock and roll and stories with us.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you again in 2018.
Yes.
We'll see you every month someplace.
Yes, we're around. Check Facebook, Reverb Nation. Just Google Squirrels from Hell. All kinds of nonsense will pop up.
It's the band that New York City could not kill.
We're still here. 40th anniversary coming up.
2018 40th anniversary tour.
And before that,
it's this Friday, Sylvana. 7 o'clock, Slack Tide, 8 p.m., Squirrels from Hell, 9 o'clock, Steel Wolf, 300 West 116th Street, New York City.
Will and Mark, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show again.
Thank you, Mike.
We appreciate
Thank you so much, Mike.